So let's talk about the moment that every new nurse dreads. You get paired with a preceptor and you already know from the beginning that this is not going to be a good match. They're standoffish, they're harsh, they're probably embarrassing you in front of your patients. It's just not a good vibe. But what no one tells you is that more than likely, this mismatch has nothing to do with you, your feelings of inadequacy. Yes, you are experiencing that, but more than likely it has nothing to do with you. It's them. It's the preceptor. A lot of times people as preceptors are just picked from their managers. Yes, they have experience, but they don't have a teaching bone in their body. They're not able to articulate the words to help you learn how to manage yourself on the floor. They can do a good job, but they cannot teach you how to do it. That's just some nurses don't have that skill set. They're nurses, they're not teachers. Everyone is not a teacher. So more than likely you're questioning yourself, thinking you're inadequate because you're frazzled, you're making mistakes, and more than likely it's probably them. So I'm going to give you some ways on how you can deal with this. Number one, change your mindset. Right? Change your mindset. Let's go back to nursing school. I remember in nursing school where there were some professors where I knew I'm not going to learn anything out of this class. So prior to class, I would study the material. I would thoroughly find another resource to help me understand the material, because I knew in class what that professor was speaking was not, I wasn't going to retain anything because I felt like they weren't a good teacher for me. But I couldn't change my teacher because I had to go through the class. So I found other ways to learn outside of the professor so that I could still pass the class. Well, we're going to adopt that same mindset when it comes to our clinical preceptor, because more than likely you can't be so quick to change your preceptor because you're already understaffed on the unit. So this is a way that you can still keep the preceptor but still have a good foundation as a new nurse. So your preceptor, they're probably not as hands-on, you're not vibing, you just feel uneasy around them. Well, they still going to be your preceptor. Keep them as your preceptor, but this is the mindset that you're going to adopt, that no matter what, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to learn from them. So if you find that, hey, they go into the room, maybe their bedside manner is a little bit too much, like it's not good, learn from that. Okay, look at the patient, how they're reacting to the nurse. So if you find that maybe the way they're speaking to their patients is not good because the patient is not answering questions as they should, they're not opening up, learn from that. That's not a good thing that you want to adopt. Now, if you find that this preceptor, you know what, they're able to effectively manage their day. They come in, their meds are given on time. They're able to help de-escalate patients. They're able to talk to other people. You're noticing good things. Whatever you can learn from your preceptor, whether good or bad, learn from them, because there's something you can learn from everybody. Adopt the mindset that no matter what, I'm going to learn something from this experience before I move on or feel that I need to move on to another preceptor. Whether it's good or bad, pick up something, observe them, observe what you like, observe what you don't like. That's the number one mindset. Number two, utilize other resources. So here's the thing. Just because you have a preceptor and you are working the same shifts as them, you are paired with them, if you have questions, that's not the only person that you can go to ask for help. A lot of times, if you know the people on your floor as you continue to pick up shifts, you will get to know, okay, this nurse has been a nurse for 12 years. Oh my gosh, she knows everything. She knows where things are. If things are happening, she knows who to call, who to contact. Like, she knows the unit at the back of her hand. When you come into every shift, assess the people that you're working with and try to figure out, okay, who has the most experience? More than likely, it's a charge nurse. I hope it is a charge nurse. More than likely, if it's not a charge nurse, there's someone else who has just as great demeanor. They're able to teach. They're always open and willing to answer questions. I like to call them the anchor nurse. So even though you have a preceptor and y'all not vibing, you just realize, I don't even feel comfortable asking them questions. Just because you're their preceptor doesn't mean that you have to go to them every time you have a question. So here's what you can do. You have a preceptor, you ask them a few questions. They're probably a little standoffish. Y'all not vibing. Probably they're embarrassing you. When you have a question, you don't always have to go to that preceptor. Find your anchor nurse and utilize them. Right? In between asking questions to your preceptor, go to them and be like, look, I have a scenario. What would you do in this case? Okay, I'm getting ready to do a Foley. Do you mind standing in? Because your preceptor is probably somewhere on the other side, not even probably paying attention. You can ask other nurses. Just because you have a preceptor doesn't mean you can't utilize other nurses. It's okay, because your learning can come from everybody. You're going to adopt things from everybody. But when you feel like, look, I'm a little uneasy, I don't want to go to my preceptor, and they may even ask you, hey, you want to ask your preceptor? Just say, you know what? I like the way you do such and such. Can you show me? Because I want to adopt that in my own way of taking care of my patients. So utilize other resources if you feel like your preceptor is not really just vibing with you. You can use other nurses and it's okay. So sporadically use various nurses if you find that you want to learn something from different nurses, not just a preceptor. So yes, the experience right now does not feel well. You feel uncomfortable. You may be frantic because you're like, man, I wanted this relationship to be so much better. I wanted to vibe with my preceptor, and a lot of times that is not the case. Life is not always perfect, but find ways to make this current situation work for you.